There's a couple Lexuses we don't get in America. We don't get the UX 300E, the fully electric version of the tiny little crossover. And we also don't get the LM minivan. The LM came out, gosh, 2019, something like that. And it's based off the Toyota Alphard, which we also don't get in America. But here we have an updated Lexus LM luxury top of the line minivan. This is probably the most expensive Lexus in the world. That's not an LFA. So I'm going to go over all the details from the Shanghai Motor Show and let's get into it. Now, if you didn't know, LM stands for luxury mover, and it's also going to be available in Europe for the first time ever. So that's pretty exciting for you guys over there. I know in Europe, you guys don't get a lot of the same Lexus models we do anymore, and that's kind of unfortunate. You're kind of stuck to maybe the RX, NX, maybe ES. A lot of you guys don't get IS anymore, or RC, or LC maybe even as well. So, all right, the LC hybrid maybe you get, but you don't get the 5-liter V8. Anyways, all right, designed as a space for complete relaxation and comfort. Two versions. So you have a 4-seater and a 7-seater, and that's not that much different than the Lexus LX, the 600 that has a ultra luxury that has a 4-seater as well. We have a 48-inch HD widescreen monitor. Can't wait. I haven't even looked at the picture, so I'm looking at this at the same time you guys are. And the big reason is there's so much news coming out of China. Literally, I went to bed, not a lot going on, wake up, and there's big news from all the automakers. Anyway, of course, we have Mark Levinson in here. We have the LM350H. And before we get into the images, there is a massive write-up. If we were getting this in America, I would probably break down all of this, but it would probably just make me sad while I'm reading it because I know it's forbidden fruit. And it probably always will be because minivans or vans in general are here in America for work and for families and not for luxury purposes, at least and not in the traditional sense. Okay, it doesn't really look that much different than the old model from the side, and I'll put an image from the old model up, but it does look better. I'll give it that. It looks pretty clean. What do you think of these wheels? Maybe they're designed for the Chinese market. They're not doing it for me. All right, the grill, check this out. Look at this. This is the first time I'm looking at it. I'm getting like electronic honeycomb, and it looks great. Now, I've been playing Pokemon a lot lately with my kids, and this reminds me a little bit of like the Gigantamax Duraludon. It gives you a little bit of nerdiness coming from me. Now, they've also upgraded the headlights. Not only do we have the L motif daytime running light, some people call the Nike switch at the bottom, they've flipped it upside down and put one on the top for the triple beams. Yes, hashtag trippies. And we also have, this is not a fog light. It's probably just a side lamp. So when you put on the blinker, this light will flash and illuminate the right-hand side and the left-hand side respectively. And we have this bar here that's very reminiscent of, let's say, the Toyota Prius. We see this bar in Toyota and Lexus DNA going forward. We also have a slight blackout of the A-pillar here going on. And going back to the other image, I remember the first gen had like some sharp hooks here, so it definitely looks better on the new model. And look at the back. If this screams like a phoenix flying, right? Because it's red. We got this wingspan going on for the rear tail lights, and then on top of that, you have a light bar above it with the Lexus typed out. No Lexus badge here. LM500H. Okay, so they're actually having, I didn't see it in the European press release, but I also didn't read through it, but we're going to have multiple hybrid powertrains. This has the Direct 4 because it has the E-Axle on the back, which is a little over 100 horsepower, and then you'll have the remaining power up front from the single motor hybrid system with a 6-speed automatic transmission. We see this in the RX 500H and the new Grand Highlander, the Crown Max, or Hybrid Max, Platinum, etc. So what do you think about this back end? I could probably do without the top light bar, but I would have to see them illuminate to give you guys a full opinion. But the LM is all about the inside. And we have the Lexus cushions here. This is obviously designed, well, they said it in the press release from what I skimmed over. It is designed with like a airplane, like first class sort of going on. And we have this bronze accent, which looks great. We see bronze on, let's say, the Toyota Mirai for its accents as yeah, and maybe a couple other, maybe the Venza as well. But your seat controls right here, this is very different for Lexus and Toyota, and this is more akin to, let's say, you see in the Germans, for example. I actually had it recently in the Lincoln Navigator, so similar setup, but you have the heated ventilated seats. It says my original. That's my original right here. Maybe your original seating pattern. Maybe that's your default seat. And then you have like this seat pattern right here that will bring you to your reclined pattern, which is pretty neat. Okay, let's keep moving. Another look here, nothing to see there. Okay, so you have a couple wireless phone chargers here, it looks like. And okay, so there might not be a screen back here because your phone has the app on it to control the technology back here. And also check the puddle lamps in here. This is very similar to the pattern on the Lexus RZ that displays it on the doors as that has that ambient lighting. But it's definitely a different pattern, but a similar technology for sure. Here is the front glass smoked out, as you guys can see. We already kind of looked at this image. Now, is this just depending on the light coming in? All right, let's look at the front, and this looks proper luxury. Well done, Lexus. It's very minimal. You got the herringbone wood. We see this on the Lexus LS in certain trims, and it looks fantastic. Got the large 14-inch screen here with the Marky Mark Lev. We got the same little knob here. But is that wood? No, it's just leather. It would have been nice to have a little wood on this guy. This setup is pretty much taken out of the new Lexus RX and NX, and it's fine because, look, there's no glossy black plastic around here. They have a nice leather-wrapped area. The door panel is very minimum with that nice copper accent looking regal for sure. And look at the wood even going underneath the steering wheel. Now, we also have wood interlaced in the steering wheel. It looks actually like a different type of wood than what we have with the herringbone here. So anyways, you also have the new Lexus safety systems in here with the traffic jam assist. That's why you see this eye sensor right here. And look, these are physical buttons. So this doesn't have the head-up display that we see in new Lexus models that is customizable, which I actually prefer this. I love the new head-up display. I prefer to have the fixed physical buttons because there are physical buttons with the new head-up display, but they're customizable. But anyways, here are your open and close door buttons on my Lexus, or sorry, my Toyota Sienna. They're actually up here. And shoot, everything's looking really, really good so far. There's, I guess, more images of the outside, the lights, the rear. Okay, so we have a double sunroof. That's something, I guess, the images kind of portray, but it's hard to see from the inside. But yeah, we have a double sunroof there, individual. So if one person doesn't want the sun coming in and beating down on them, the other person can. You also have the vanity mirrors right here. And check this out. Look, we got that beautiful wood up top. That is amazing. You also have, this looks like the time and the climate control up here. And I don't know what those switches are, but it looks amazing. You also have some reading lights at the top. And holy cow, this interior looks great. And you can just see how the phone, now here's the thing. Will your phone fit in here? Maybe it's only for, literally looks like an iPhone. So I don't know if every single phone would fit in there. Here's going to be your champagne box, champagne for the campaign. And we also have some additional, I would assume these are cup holders on this side, maybe even ashtrays in certain markets. And look at this little strap down here. Does that help them get in? I mean, it's not that high of a vehicle, but this looks like an area like a movie theater. And here, obviously, there's a 48-inch screen. This looks like a movie theater setup, completely maxed out with luxury, but it's on wheels. It just looks amazing. Now, the 40-inch touchscreen, it's essentially the same thing as my retired screen for my workplace, which was a 49-inch ultra-wide. So what we're going to have here is probably two 26, 27-inch screens that can be divided in half, or you can have one big screen in the middle, but you can divide it in half. I think what BMW has it on their latest 7 series, if I remember right, or i7, but you can cut it in half and you have individual screens for each person, or you can uniform it right in the middle. And here we go. We have sunshades for each side, and then the sunshades come from the top. And I thought that this didn't have sunshades. I thought maybe these windows would be completely like the Stargazer technology, but it looks like you have traditional sunshades here instead, which I think is probably a little bit more luxurious. All right, I think we pretty much covered everything. I get, oh, well, you know, you got a secret compartment in here with some USBs. That's pretty epic. Here is your fold-out tray for you, so you can eat on, so your flight attendant can come by. We got some towels down here, so maybe these are towel warmers down at the bottom. That's pretty epic. And it looks like there's a watch here, so maybe it's a wireless charger for watches. There's that champagne cooler. There's your purse holder. That's pretty epic. Or man purse. I don't want to be too assumptive. Okay, there's that climate control. We have the vents from the top, multiple vents from the top. And then here's your open and closed doors. And then there's your sunshade controls as well. And you can control the ambient lighting color in here, which is pretty neat. A nice oh crap bar. That is one of the largest I've ever seen. Typically, like on the Sienna, for example, that sort of bar is rotated 90 degrees and has a vertical panel, kind of where you can see this grab bar. Okay, so the umbrella goes into this little strap, and it's not to help you guys get in the car. That's what this large bar is right here. And you're greeted with a nice little Lexus sigil there by the TV. Oh, look at that Marky Mark integration with that bronze accent. Got the perforation on the door, so it's not just one big flat boring panel. Gotta like the descending perforation there. Looks great. They have holders in here for the phone that will suck it down or keep it in place, which is kind of interesting. Here's more side shade control. So maybe the ones on the roof or the top sunshades, that's making sense. And then these sunshades are for the side windows. And then you can also control, this is where you control the opacity of the screen or the window between the cabin and the front cabin from the rear cabin, I guess you could say. And then here's your window controls. This thing is so sick. All right, here's your movie theater experience with that nice dull glow of the puddle lamps. This luxury. It kind of reminds me of the Carico glass in the Lexus LS. Let's keep reading. I mean, even it lets you know that even down here, your cup holder is illuminated. They have a little glass simulated in that cup holder. You got some puddle lamps shining straight down, so you can look at maybe something if you're reading or whatnot. Oh, okay. Now, this is not the ultra luxury model. This is the 6 to 7-seater. And this is obviously the screen is gone. The removal of that glass that separates the cabins is gone, but it's still got that beautiful wood. And if you look here, these operate a little bit more independently of each other without this one big piece in the middle. And then you still have the phone control here. So still super high luxury, just not over the top like the last model. And you see the third row of seats here, 6 to 7 seats. This middle seat does not look comfortable with the plastic there at the bottom. The headrests look just as good in the 6-seater, 7-seater than the other model. And you have a nice Lexus logo here on the side that I don't think I saw on the other 4-seater model. Even though this has the third row seats, we have that nice perforation here, but it looks like we lose the Mark Levinson on this model, and you also lose the bronze accents. We have the USB-C chargers here because we don't have the compartments that kind of just hide into the C-pillar here, which was amazing. It looks like we have some footrest down here. Maybe we'll get a better picture here in a little bit, but big bars here to help you inside the vehicle. Don't have a champagne cooler, but you have a little water bottle cooler. I'm assuming this is a water bottle cooler. It might just be ambient temperature. Gosh, you're really roughing it at that point. Up top, it looks to be the same controls with the sunshade controls and whatnot, and the climate control doesn't look much different. But I think, oh, you know, you can actually get it in the nice light interior with the bronze instead of the black. Oh, it just looks so much better with this white and bronze/gold interior over that black. Oh my gosh, I'm absolutely loving it. You get better look at the rear seats here. This actually does not, this is a 6-seater where the black one was a 7-seater. So as you can see here, there's no headrest here. There's no soft spot here for a person to sit in. For 7 seats. Of course, you could throw someone in there. They'd be very uncomfortable and not restrained. All right, so nice dull ambient glow throughout here. It doesn't have the foot pedal or the puddle lights for your feet, unfortunately, like we saw in the ultra luxury. Let's see here. I don't see anything different with this setup compared to what we saw on the super ultra luxury. Ooh, that panel looks great there. This all looks the same. Okay, there's the ambient lighting on this model and a little roof lamp that lights up this area. This looks to be the front suspension, and this is the rear suspension. And that's about it. Obviously, we have a few different colors. Ooh, that gold looks really good. Let me know which color you would pick. A little red action for you guys. And I think that's it for the Lexus LM. Oh, you got different wheel sizes. This little guy, what do we have? We'll say, probably shouldn't assume, but these look like 19 and these look like 18-inch wheels. So, but Lexus also has a full exhibit there at the auto show in China, and they have decked out versions of the Lexus RZ. This is a stock one. This is more of an off-roady one, and this is a racer version of the RZ. And it always hurt me with the launch of the RZ that there was no F-Sport performance with around 400 horsepower. Just literally drove the GV70 this morning, GV70 electric more specifically, does 0 to 60 under 4 seconds with almost 500 horsepower. It's absolutely insane, but it also has an extreme luxury nature to it as well. And I get the luxury from the Lexus RZ, but I don't get the performance, even though 0 to 60 in about 5 seconds is fast enough for most people. It's a distribution of that power. It's mainly coming from the front wheels that just doesn't feel that luxurious, in my opinion, even though it's quick. All right. So there's their exhibit there. I'm not going to go much into the details, and I'm going to end by playing some B-roll of the Lexus LM. Do you wish the Lexus LM was here in America? How much would you be willing to pay for it? In China and other countries as well, in Asia and Europe, this thing will probably start at $150,000 to $200,000 for the Lexus LM. But I didn't see in either press release them talking about if there would be a 350 non-hybrid with a 2.4 liter turbo engine. But yeah, 350h, 500h as well are a lock for, and probably going to be the vast majority of most markets. With the 350h, it's probably going to be the most common option. But I'm going to end it there, guys. Thank you for watching. How much would you spend for a Lexus LM? If it was available here in America, would you want it here? Do you think it would sell? There's nothing else out in the market that competes with it. I think it's a way better luxury vehicle than the Lexus LX for lots of different reasons. I'm not going to go into that right now, but in theory, it costs more, at least up front. So anyways, I'm going to end it there. Thank you guys for watching. We'll have a new Lexus 3-row vehicle here in North America called the TX. It'll be debuted probably in June is what I'm hearing. We'll also have a debut of the new Lexus GX around the same time, and I'll bring that to you guys hands-on on this channel. So definitely stay tuned for the new Lexus products coming to North America by the end of this year. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day and peace.